My palms were slick with sweat as I stared at my phone. The screen glowed with a lie that gutted me. A single post. A snapshot of me, laughing with people I once called family. And a caption that chained me to a promise I never made. Ethan promised his brother a cabin for his 21st birthday. A betrayal so raw it ripped open scars I'd buried for decades. But this time I wasn't afraid. Not anymore.
I'm Ethan, 36.
A corporate fixer. I spend my days untangling disasters for high-stakes clients. I'm good at it. Turning chaos into order, outsmarting any room I walk into. But my life wasn't always this sharp. Growing up, home was a pressure cooker I never chose. My father died when I was 8. One winter night, mid-lullaby, his voice just faded. A heart attack, they said. One day he was teaching me to fish. The next he was gone. A wound no one could stitch. Mom remarried a year later. That's when Frank showed up. All grins at first. Talk of road trips and barbecues. But the charm cracked. When I was 10, Mom had my half-brother, Caleb. And from the moment he arrived, I was erased. Ethan, watch Caleb. Mom's voice, frayed with exhaustion. Ethan, yard's a mess. Frank muttering through a haze of whiskey. By 11, I was mowing lawns, washing dishes, rocking a toddler to sleep. Childhood? Gone. I'd lie awake in that thin-walled trailer, staring at the cracked ceiling while Caleb cried in the next room, wondering when, if ever, I'd get to be a kid again. My grades collapsed. Friends drifted. The air in that trailer was heavy, suffocating. And beneath their neglect, I sensed something darker. A cold calculation I was too young to name. One evening I heard it. Mom and Frank, murmuring in the kitchen. He's dead weight, Susan, Frank hissed. Caleb's our focus. Mom's voice was tired. He's just a boy. He'll cope. But it wasn't love. It was dismissal. And in the silence that followed, I knew I was disposable. When I was 12, salvation walked through the door. My grandmother, Margaret, my father's mother. A retired nurse with eyes that saw through every facade. She watched me shuffle through chores like a ghost. Within hours, she pulled Mom aside. Susan, you're crushing him. He's not a servant. He's a child. Mom muttered about needing help with Caleb. Margaret cut her off. Then let him live with me. He deserves a life. That night, Mom asked if I wanted to stay with Nana for a while. My heart pounded. I nodded. Frank's smirk said it all. Like a burden had just been lifted from his shoulders. I packed a backpack, jeans, a sketchbook, a worn photo of Dad, and I left. Margaret's cottage was sunlight, the scent of herbs and fresh bread, stews simmering on the stove, and long evenings where she'd sit across from me at her rickety table, talking about art and history and life. Your job is to dream, Ethan, she'd tell me, not to hold up their world. 5 months later, she sat me down. Her hands steady, her eyes fierce. I've adopted you, legally. You're mine now. This is your home. My chest ached, relief tangled with betrayal. My mother had given me away without a fight. But with Margaret I was finally seen. Finally enough. Her cottage rebuilt me. I crushed my classes, won scholarships, built a future. Mom, Frank, and Caleb faded into the background. Visits on birthdays were strained, their smiles thin and brittle. Online, Mom's posts were all about Caleb, his piano recitals, his skate park tricks. I was invisible, so I stopped showing up. I graduated, landed my crisis management career, bought a loft in the city. Then at 35, Margaret passed. She was 88, still fierce. Losing her broke me wide open. At the will reading, I learned she'd left me everything. Her cottage, $200,000 in savings. And something else. A trailer park lot. Lot 14. The one where Mom, Frank, and Caleb still lived. She'd owned it all along, letting them stay out of mercy. I didn't touch it. Didn't want the fight. I even let Caleb crash in the cottage rent-free while he went to community college. Thought I was doing right by blood. Then Mom called. Out of nowhere. Ethan, Let's be a family again. I was skeptical but open. Barbecues, birthdays. I bought Caleb sneakers, gadgets, gifts. They nodded like I was finally paying my dues. Caleb smirked, taking without gratitude. I thought maybe we were rebuilding. Until the call that changed everything. I was at my desk when Mom's name lit my phone. Ethan. It's about Caleb's 21st birthday gift. I'd already covered his party. Toasted like a fool, thinking we were okay. I'm sending him to Iceland for a week, I said. Something special. Silence. Then her voice sharpened. He needs something permanent. The cabin. My blood iced over. He's already living there, Mom. Rent-free. That's not a gift. That's charity. Her tone snapped like the old days. Family supports family. You have 2 homes. He deserves one. I held the phone tight. I'm not giving him my cabin. That's final. She hung up, and the air felt like a trap was closing in. 3 weeks later, there it was. A social media post. A photo of us at a summer cookout, tagged with my name. And the caption. Ethan is gifting his brother the cabin for his 21st. So proud of my generous son. The comments poured in. What a brother. So selfless. My hands trembled. She had lied to the world. Boxed me in. Deny it and I'd look like a snake. Stay silent, and I'd lose everything I'd earned. I called her. My voice shook with fury. What is this? She was calm. Almost gleeful. I posted it so you won't back out. The party's Saturday at the lodge. Bring the deed, Ethan, or I'll tell everyone you lied. Your clients won't trust a fraud. I called Caleb, hoping he'd see through it. He chuckled. Actually chuckled. Come on, Ethan. You've got 2 places. I deserve one. That night I dug through Margaret's files. The cottage, mine. The savings, mine. And then I saw it. Lot 14. Sunny Acres Trailer Park. Mom and Frank's trailer. Mine. They'd lived there 20 years, thinking it was theirs. But they were squatters. I called my lawyer. Draw up eviction notices. Both properties. 30 days. Saturday. The lodge. Streamers swayed. Guests mingled. Mom's eyes tracked me like a hawk. When speeches began, she stood. Her smile venomous. Ethan has a big announcement for Caleb. All eyes turned. I stood tall. Pulled out my phone. I do have something to share. I hit play. Her voice filled the room. Her smug threat, word for word. Gasps. Whispers. Mom's glass shook. Caleb's smirk vanished. Then I laid the eviction notices on the table. Mom, this is for your trailer. Caleb, for the cottage. 30 days. Both properties are mine. Always were. Mom stammered. This can't be legal. I smirked. Call a lawyer. You'll see. And then I turned to the crowd. They tried to blackmail me. Thought they could steal what's mine. They forgot who I became. I walked out. Their silence heavier than stone. I cut them off. No calls. No texts. No begging. They're tenants now. Paying rent or facing the curb. My life is mine again. Clean. Free. Built by me. Margaret's words echo still. Kindness without spine is surrender. I learned that the hard way. They thought they could break me. They didn't know I was forged from steel. If you were me, would you have let them stay?
Comment Bilo?
I want to know. Thanks for watching.